Hey, I'm back. If you caught the first 3 minutes of the. Anyway, so I started to this beer review and I spilled some beer and I was cleaning it up and I was like, let me just start over. So, yeah, pretty special beer tonight. This is the 2018 vintage Goose Island Bourbon County. I just had the 2020 last night and I reviewed the 2020 back in June. So it's pretty fresh in my mind. This one, the 2020 was 14.6, and this one is 14.7. If the camera would focus, there you go. Focus. Come on, dude. Anyway, so it was bottled on August 21st, 2018. So that makes it 3 years and 2 months? 2 months to the day. 3 years and 2 months old. So anyway, let's get in here. So obviously, inky black color. It did have about half a pinky of brown foam, but it fizzled. Smell. I get like a lot of fruit on this one. The 2020 was more like chocolatey and like really raw fusel alcohol or whatever. This one's way more fruit. So. It's like cherry. It's like mostly cherry. Almost like a raspberry or something too, but like kind of like more darker fruit, maybe like a plum. Obviously, there is a strong bourbon character in here. Big vanilla woodiness. Maybe like some chocolate syrup or like baker's chocolate. It doesn't smell like sweet milk chocolate or anything. It doesn't smell sugary. Yeah, it just smells very fruity, a little chocolatey. I would not say it's roasty. I am not getting coffee or burnt or anything like that. To me, it's like a fruity puree and like a little bit of vanilla or something. So let's dive in here. Cheers. It's interesting because it doesn't taste as fruity as it smells. It's kind of the other way around. I said it wasn't really chocolate, or it wasn't really coffee or anything like that, but tasting it is more towards the darker type of flavors, like obviously like a baker's chocolate, or black licorice. There's a caramel or caramel flavor here, almost like a scorched, sugary. Like have you ever had a creme brulee? That flavor of the burnt sugar on the top has a little bit of like a creme brulee flavor. I mean, obviously that would be the vanilla character from the wood from the barrel. The alcohol itself is very potent, and you can't just like ignore it. It is smooth in the throat. I will say that it is not burning. There is definitely a warming sensation, but it's something that I can't handle. The 2020 from last night was surprisingly smooth as well. Once you get a double-digit ABV. Those types of beers, they just tend to be like, rubbing alcohol, or especially once you get past 13%. This kind of reminds me of like Dogfish Head Worldwide Stout, which, wow, I haven't had that in years. I need to get that. I am tasting the fruity character now. Yeah, it's definitely like a bit of a cherry or plum flavor. It's not super like the dried fruits. I don't get date, fig, raisin like you might get like in a Belgian quad or something like that. This is pretty much just cherry, a little bit of plum, vanilla wood, black licorice, bittersweet chocolate. obviously the mouthfeel is quite full. It's this beer's been sitting for a few minutes, so I think it's lost a little bit of carbonation. It doesn't feel quite as thick and chewy as it usually is. I mean, I'm not saying it's like Bud Light thin or anything, but the carbonation on it, I'd probably put about medium low. But the mouthfeel itself, yeah, medium full to full bodied, comfortable in the mouth. It's not a challenge to drink. I can kind of feel it in my sinuses, especially like if I burp, kind of cleans out the sinus cavity there, which is actually, if you go for 𝓕𝓻𝓮, that's something that's, or like if you read any of Ray, what's his name? Ray Daniels, I think his name is. If you read any of his books, he actually talks about the way the sinus cavity and the palate and like your actual taste buds, like how they all work together. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, so yeah, check out one of Ray Daniels' books. He's written a bunch. By the way, I'll pour the so you guys can see. Coming out of the bottle, it's kind of like a straight coffee brown, and you do get like a little bit of foam here. You can see that it's, and you can hear it fizzling away like a root beer. But yeah, this is a thick, sticky beer. I can feel like it's like almost like sticking to my teeth. There is like the aftertaste is comparable to if you were just drinking bourbon or any kind of whiskey straight. It has that dry alcoholic sensation lingering on the tongue. There is like a, like I said, like there's like a vanilla kind of taste to it, but I don't call it like a sweet, sugary beer, like Southern Tier chocolate or creme brulee, or like any of the pastry stouts. This is, I mean, I'm like so over pastry stouts, except for like Southern Tier chocolate and creme brulee, but this is like a barrel aged or specialty wood aged beer. I believe it's a 32B. I forget off the top of my head, but this is what it should be. By the way, I think like this is a full 500 ml bottle. Is it 500 ml? I'm pretty sure it is. Might be more than that. Where is it? I'm 99% sure this is 500 ml, which is 16.9. Yeah, here it is. Yep, 500 ml. Well, because it says volume 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces. Yeah, so 16.9 ounces is 500 ml. And this is a lot. Really, you should share this. Like this, all I need is like half a glass or a glass. And I'm getting, basically 2 glasses worth here. I saw somebody in the comments who said they have a bunch, or they still have 4 bottles. Yeah, this is definitely a beer you can age. Although, like I just had the 2020 last night. Sorry to sound like a broken record, but I'm not seeing like a huge taste in difference in taste. I think like this one is just like a little bit more mellow. It's not like the 2020. I had to take like in tiny little sips like this. We just gotta let it hit you, and like you just work on it for like an hour or so. This one, I mean, it's not quite that intense, and like yeah, I can sip on this. The problem is, as it's warm, in fact, it's quite warm already, and I pretty much poured it at fridge temp. As these imperial stouts, as they warm, they just get like really cloying. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. As far as rating, I think I'd probably go 4.5 out of 5 for Untapped. It's really really good. I would not call it like mind blowing or something like the best ever, you know. But it is a really really solid, really good, really satisfying imperial stout. And actually, I think $12 for one bottle. I think that's actually a really good deal. It's funny, you can actually get this beer at supermarkets now, or well, you can when I think they drop it on Black Friday every year now. But yeah, so between like Black Friday and New Year's, you'll at least here you can find it in like most major grocery stores. You like even Publix. You don't have to go to like Whole Foods. I mean, you can, but and I got this at the Pat's liquor store down the street. Which, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I have a love-hate relationship with that store. They have it's more of a beer museum than a beer store. So, all right, I'm going real long. Thanks for watching. I'll see you whenever. Maybe Thanksgiving. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye. How do you end this?